I will say, look, both Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have had they are winning. They're winning on and off the court.
Yes.
You saw Jaylen Brown do what he did with that
Yes.
woman, with that Finals MVP trophy. Jason Tatum, as cringe as he is, at the end of the day, man, when you get Ella May pregnant,
Yeah.
you're winning. You know what I mean? People gonna hate on you. I get it. You know what I mean? Your father. One thing that I did not like about this finals, and we'll
Mhm.
talk about it a little bit more, the fact that there was no game on Father's Day was just kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, they did go like that whole weekend without games.
It's just kind of like, and it's not like we haven't had Father's Day games. Literally, one of Michael Jordan's greatest moments was on Father's Day after the death of his father.
Yeah.
So to have certain, like, it really didn't click for me until I saw this picture right here.
There's a tough picture
That's
too.
a tough ass picture right here. And for this, if this was to happen on Father's Day, that would have been cold.
Yeah.
That would have been fire.
It was still fire. Like that picture of
It still is
Tatum
fire.
holding up his son is crazy with the background. It's fire picture regardless. But
It is a fire. It is fire.
yeah, I see what you're saying. It would have hit a little bit different on Father's Day.
It's,
Just a tad bit different on Father's Day.
it's so weird, but like, there's some other things I want to talk about with the finals. But if I want to
Mhm.
talk about like the Boston Celtics, look, people wanted to break the duo up.
I honestly believe that the duo needed to be broken up. I didn't think
Right.
I've long said I don't think they're gonna win it. I said it multiple times on this podcast. I was like, they're not gonna win a championship together. Well, shit, I was
They,
wrong.
they did it. They did that. They people were like looking at Jaylen Brown crazy when he had that max deal of
Mhm.
like, yo, that's just shit. That's just a lot of motherfucking money, and you still got to pay Tatum. Look,
That was like the richest contract in the NBA at the time. Was it at the time or is it still the richest?
it might be still,
Yeah, this is 300. It
but
was like 300 million.
that's going to get surpassed really quick by Jason Tatum because
Mhm.
I know they're going to max that nigga out. You
Yes.
brought the championship to Boston, bro. You're going to you're going to do that
Easily.
easily. So look, shout out to them, and I think that if we're being honest, nobody really hates the Celtics, yo. The real issue is that Jason Tatum is cringy, and that's really the reason why people were rubbed the wrong way about the Boston Celtics. Who really gives a fuck about Jaylen Brown like that? Like, to hate him, you know what I mean? To be like, I can't fuck the Boston Celtics. I just can't stand them. You can't stand Al
Yeah.
Horford. What does Al Horford do?
I am glad Al Horford got him a ring. I like Al Horford.
Exactly. Derek White don't do nothing.
Derek White. I like
You know
Derek
what I
White
mean?
too. And then Drew. How do you feel about? I can ask you for brother. How do you feel about Al Horford and Drew Holiday, like their Hall of Fame cases? Because now they're championships. I mean, they're champions. Drew's a two-time champion. They've, of course, all been all stars. All Drew's been all defense at one point. I'm not sure about Al Horford's like other accolades because it's sort of just off the top. But how do you feel about their Hall of Fame cases?
I think Al Horford was going to be a Hall of Famer um, without this ring. If I'm being honest, I think because it's a basketball Hall of Fame and he was a two-time champion at Florida. I think that carries weight with Billy Donovan and I forgot Joe Kim Noah. That was a crazy Florida group right there. So that ring solidifies it. Will he be first ballot? Probably not. But there's just so many people that get into the NBA, like the Basketball Hall of Fame. So it's very hard for me to be like, no. NFL. If it was going off of NFL standards, no.
Of the NFL, it's hard to get. I think when ranking the Hall of Fame, it's baseball is the hardest to get into, then NFL, then basketball because they low key be letting everybody.
Yeah, because like there's certain debates that shouldn't be happening. Like there should not be real discourse about Derrick Rose being a Hall of Famer. He's not.
Yeah, but
Like
people will still have that discourse. And honestly, if he somehow six-mans himself into a championship, I'm gonna be like, he need to be in the Hall of Fame. So
right.
if that happens, I'm for sure rooting for D Rose.
Look, yeah, and everybody roots for a good story. So, and then for Drew Holiday, I think him being a two-time champion holds a lot of weight.
Because I really don't. They don't win this without him.
They don't
at all.
Absolutely, and it's crazy. They both come from the Atlanta team. That's kind of interesting.
Drew was on Atlanta.
I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Drew was a 76er. I'm tripping. I'm
Oh,
thinking.
okay,
I'm,
okay.
I'm thinking about. Damn, I'm thinking about Jeff Teague.
It's
Anyway,
funny how they both played for the 76ers at one point, though.
that is true, and I'm happy for low key. People can hate all they want. I am happy for Porzingis because the way that nigga got booed on draft night, I still remember that. Oh, I still remember
I don't
that.
really feel no way about Porzingis. I don't neither here nor there. I don't really care.
Yeah, but like, there's nobody that like I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
who the fuck, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
for the Boston Celtics, it's just if Jason Tatum just played like he was supposed to play and didn't do Kobe tweets, I think this is one of the more likable Celtics teams. Um, that
If he didn't do Kobe tweets and if he didn't do stuff like this, let me.
stuff like that. You talking-
If he didn't do,
oh no,
We did it. We did it.
like,
We did it.
I feel like he was trying to force the moment, bro. Like he was trying to do that. What did KG do? Like anything is possible or whatever. And then LeBron, he tried to copy that with Cleveland. This is for you. And now Jason Tatum trying to do his whole. We stop it.
sound like Kamala Harris. We did it, Joe.
But one thing though, like it was very weird. Like after the Celtics won, like they were probably excited, but it was just looking at them. It didn't feel like a championship. They didn't feel excited. Honestly,
When
like
you
just from my outside perception.
When you mollywopping the team,
Even when they got to the podium and like Lisa Salter, she was asking the questions correct, I believe.
Yeah.
And like the questions, they weren't well thought out. She was just, hey, you come talk. Hey, you come talk. Hey, like, it was very.
yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, for sure.
It didn't feel like a championship.
And that's why I really wanted to get into like that NBA Finals conversation about viewership
Mhm.
and it being one of the lowest viewerships in the last 3 to 4 years because we only compare it to post COVID standards because COVID there was a huge drop.
COVID changed everything.
COVID has changed a lot of things. I think a lot of people keep talking about people illegally streaming. Like, yo, I get.
I think that makes a really big. I think that's a really, really, really big impact.
That's a factor, and that's like a really big thing. That's a pillar because you can't even calculate that number. You can't even get the analytics of like how many people are actually watching on Stream East, but you're still in the realm of, and I'm dealing with outliers here, but you're still dealing with NBA, WNBA, certain things with Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark. And you're dealing with March Madness stuff with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. All those are outliers.
Mm-hmm.
You look at those ratings, and they're still higher than the NBA Finals.
Right.
So it's like, okay, that's a factor. But I think that's kind of cutting the NBA some slack, for lack of a better term, because they could have did better things. Like if you look at old NBA stuff, like it's just the little things.
Yeah.
Like you look at the court. Like back in the day,
I still don't get why they removed that. I don't get why they removed that.
Or like the championship logo used to be like somewhere on there, and like that shit used to be cool. And seeing like Kobe near that hole, and he do the little rip thing like when he won. Like all of those things matter.
I'm sorry. Side note, what was that? Like, because he wasn't gonna rip his jersey off. I don't. What was he doing? Like, he was just like showing his like. I don't know. It's very weird.
That nigga Kobe could do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. Nobody said anything because he was Kobe, but I don't know what the nigga was trying to do.
Because he wasn't gonna rip his jersey. He just like showed his shoulder. It was very odd. I don't get it. But
nigga showed his Kobe brand. I don't know. But like, it's one of those things. Like, granted, streaming has always been a thing, but it's upticked since post COVID for sure. So it's hard to compare this shit to like the 2016 finals, the 2017 finals, 2019 finals. Like, it's kind of hard to compare those things because we was in a different time and place. But this to be lower than the 2023 finals which everybody felt like was a low finals because it wasn't no marketability, and it's the Denver Nuggets versus the Miami Heat. Okay, nigga, now you have Boston Celtics, one of the most known franchises in NBA history, a part of this, and the Dallas Mavericks, where you have quote unquote a superstar that everybody knows about. He's a little vocal, and people know him, and people have a relation to Kyrie Irving. You have those things, but the ratings were lower than the 2023 finals, right? And I look at the fourth quarter as well because it's like a fourth quarter is when you're at your peak, because there's some people like myself included sometimes where we just gonna look at the fourth quarter, and sometimes when you see a blowout, nigga, I'm not tuning in. Who the fuck cares anymore? I think that was a problem. I think that they didn't market it well enough. I don't think that the commentators were it this year.
Yeah, like shout out Mike Green was trying his hardest.
Yeah,
And I do like Doris Burke. I think she's cool. JJ Redick. Shout out to we'll get into more JJ Redick. We gotta touch on that in a little bit, but JJ Redick, he was using like Twitter words and stuff. He called he called somebody an ethical scorer or something like that.
Kyrie. I think he called Kyrie an ethical scorer.
Get that out of not in my NBA.
It was really bad. So, like I said, I think that Stream East and all these other illegal platforms, that's a factor. But I don't want it to be something like a black and white issue. Oh, it's just this. No.
The NBA, they need to step their product up.
They got to step.
In all honesty, because you said it's like the little things, but if you neglect the little things too much, they build into a big thing, and that's what happened with the NBA. Like people have been saying it's no, and I didn't even really think about this until the point was brought up, because I was watching it and I was just like, man, it feels different, but I couldn't really pinpoint why. And they just said it's normal. Like at first, I didn't think I cared that much about stuff like that, but the pageantry and everything. Yes. It's the finals. It needs that. It needs to feel special. Put the little decal on the court. Put the little not little, but put the symbols on the court. Maybe spice up the jersey a little bit. Show the pregame routine. Show the national anthem. Show like the player introductions. Things like that.
And another thing, switch up
and get better commentators. My fault.
Invest in halftime, nigga. I'm tired.
The ESPN halftime. It's not it, bro. I'm
talking about like even like the halftime show, like on the actual court. Change that, like, bro. Invest in that. I'm tired of them little small ass dogs doing the same fucking tricks.
But the thing is, you never know when the series is gonna end, though. So you don't know when to have the big halftime concert. You never know when the series is gonna end.
When it's the NBA Finals, my nigga, look, do something.
You just want to book somebody for. Like game 4, 5, 6, and 7 if necessary. Like I don't think.
I mean, you're gonna have 4 games minimum.
Yeah.
So game 1 and game 4 should be solid. It should be solid. And granted, like I'm not gonna say that you're ever gonna be competing with a Super Bowl halftime show.
Never.
We're never gonna do that.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is you can do better than the Chinese lady spinning the bowls and on a unicycle. Like
she's tough, bro. She isn't she like 50 or something? She's tough. She's too old. She's old doing that. That's tough, bro.
She's tough. She's tough, but I see it on the regular season. Like do something that's different. Like, bring a real concert out. Like y'all do it for the All-Star all the time. For the All-Star event, y'all be having NBA Youngboy. Y'all have shout out
Youngboy was at the All-Star game?
And when it was in Utah, yeah. Youngboy was there.
He need to be on. He need to be on that starting that list too. He's a 6th man.
Crash out. Krishan Rock. Shit. Hey, there's some snow.
I muted her name, so I haven't seen her. I forgot she existed, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. I haven't seen her since we did the that one TikTok. If you know, you know. Her versus Whitney Houston was crazy. I will say that. That's crazy. But yeah, man. There's a lot of things that they can do. I just need them to attempt to do something.